Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie, and this is Geo. So I want to start off my channel with doing a motherhood Q&A and my everyday get ready with me.
Go back there.
So I hope you guys enjoy watching.
Press the button. I press it.
Okay, let's get started.
Ma.
So I'm just going to answer some questions that I found on my phone as I get ready and just do my everyday makeup routine. So, let's see. First question's, when you were a little girl, how did you dream about being a mother? What did you see for yourself? So when I was little, everything was always baby dolls and pretending to be a mom, pretending to be pregnant. I always saw myself having a few kids.
Hi.
And just being a mom was something that I had always dreamed of doing. How did your own upbringing reflect on that dream? So I grew up... Ahoy! I grew up with 3 siblings, so it was the 4 of us. And my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And honestly, I had probably one of the best childhoods. And we always, the 4 of us just always had so much fun together. And I knew that when I grew up and it was time for me to start my own family, that was something that I wanted my own kids to have one day. I enjoyed having a couple siblings and just always had someone to hang out with, so it was nice. What was the transition like when you went from being someone's child to being someone's parent? So I feel like it's not really a transition because you're always going to be someone's child. But being someone's child and then becoming someone's parent is 2 totally different. Like your parents always tell you, oh, you won't understand till you have your own kids one day, and it's true. You can think you understand all you want of what it's like to be a parent, but until you actually go through with it and have kids of your own, you really don't understand the feelings that your parents had, and it's just like a whole different, it's a whole nother like love that you've never felt before, and you take on this responsibility to raise this tiny little human, and you feel like now you can finally relate to your own parents on another level, as it kind of brings you a connection that you've never had with them before. How did you meet your partner / baby's father? Nick and I met in a bar when I was 19. And we started dating a year after we met. What discussions did you have about starting a family? So we're actually only dating for 10 months before we got pregnant with Geo, but we had talked about what we would do if we would ever get pregnant. Our plan to start a family was actually to not start trying until I was 23, which is, I'm 23 now, but things just didn't work out that way. But I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world. I was 20 when I got pregnant, and I was 21 when I had him, but things honestly couldn't have worked out better. How did you tell your partner you were pregnant? Was it a surprise or planned event? Can you go get the bottle, please? So, he wasn't planned. I actually have it on video of how I told him. I set it up in a box. I set up a onesie and the pregnancy test in a box on our bed. And I told him I had a present for him, and he opened it when he got home from work. And his reaction was just like the sweetest. How old were you when you had your first child? I was 20 when I got pregnant and 21 when I had him. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? So one of the hardest things mentally was not having my parents and my younger sister there. They live in another state. Physically, the last month of being pregnant, the last 2 months of being pregnant was just exhausting. But luckily I had a really good pregnancy, a healthy pregnancy, and everything worked out great. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? Yeah, I enjoyed my entire pregnancy. It was a very easy pregnancy. We had a little bit of a scare when I was 33 weeks. I went into early labor, and I ended up being dilated like 3 centimeters, but he ended up not coming until 38 weeks. So everything worked out in the end. But yeah, I enjoyed my entire pregnancy, and I'm honestly really looking forward to the next one. Hi, baby. Give me a kiss.
How can I talk this?
Go, can you find the toast? Or the cookie and put it in your toaster?
Yeah. Talk this right there.
In your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? Me personally, my experience was so smooth and just such a peaceful birth. It was nothing what I would have imagined childbirth being like. I pictured it just from the movies of having a bunch of nurses in there and doctors and people talking loud and just commotion. I had one nurse and one doctor in there, and it was just quiet and peaceful, and everything went better than I could have expected. And it honestly just made me really excited for the next one. But no, childbirth, from what I thought it was going to be like, was totally different. It was better than what I expected. Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? No. The only thing I would maybe redo is not get an epidural. But other than that, everything was just, like I said, better than what I could have ever imagined. My doctor that I had was fantastic. All the nurses were fantastic. Everyone was so calm and so polite. I was just really lucky for the way that it all ended up working out, and I'm so grateful for the doctors and the nurses that were there and how well everything worked out for us. What would your advice be for someone who is about to have a baby? Just stay calm, and whatever happens, happens. It's something that you're not going to be able to control no matter how much planning you put into it or what birth plan you have set. If you're, whether you're giving birth in a hospital or at home or wherever.
Mommy, kiss it.
Oh, you want me to kiss it? You okay?
Kiss it, boo boo.
Kiss your boo boo, okay. All better? And I know I'm saying this only from one experience of it, and luckily my birth was great, but just keep that in the back of your mind that you can't go into it having a set plan, because anything could happen. And of course you're only hoping for the best for childbirth, but you just don't want to go into it with all these expectations and then end up being disappointed because it didn't work out how you wanted it to. You just hope that you deliver a healthy baby and you're healthy, and that's, you just hope everything works out for the best. What has been the hardest thing about being a mom? Honestly, for me, I wouldn't say that it's hard, it's just a lot. And personally, I enjoy every moment of it. Of course, there are tougher times. It's hard not having the freedom of going out when you want and doing what you want. You have a responsibility now of this little life that you have to look after them and protect them, and this is a role that you took on, so you have to be willing to give up pretty much anything to make sure that they're always getting what they need. But in the beginning it was hard when he was first born, of just being sleep deprived and creating, you go from the day before you give birth to you have all this freedom and you can do what you want when you want. And the second they're born, that's it. Everything changes. Not in a bad way. It's just different. And it's tougher. You have to create this whole new schedule, and pretty much it goes by baby's schedule, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Everything that you do is just, it's so worth it. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom? Oh, there's so many things. This is something I've always dreamed of, so just being able to have a happy and healthy baby of my own, and just watching him grow and learn every day. There's just something new that he's picking up, and yeah, baby. Just even looking back from like 2 months ago, just seeing, it's just crazy how fast they change over time and how much they learn, and they just grow into this little person. They get their own personality and their own feelings. So it's so amazing to just sit back and watch all of this happen, and to know that you created this life, and it's honestly just one of the most beautiful things.
Yes.
Right? You're so beautiful.
Yes, hi.
You want it?
Yes, hi.
Yeah, let's take Pinky out.
Hi.
What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? Definitely how much patience I've gained.
Oh,
I love you. Here, and do boop boop. You gain a lot of patience when you have, I mean, maybe not everyone, but I definitely gained a lot of patience from having a child of my own, which is a great thing. What is the best memory you have involving your child? There's definitely not one specific memory, but one of my favorites was breastfeeding him, which I miss that. We stopped when he was 10 months, but I definitely enjoyed that the most. I feel like it just creates this bond between you and your baby, and I do miss it, but there's a lifetime of memories we have to create. So what was the most exciting milestone? Probably when you started talking, because then you're able to just have a conversation with this little person, and it's just so cool to see their personality come out, and they're able to express their needs not just by fussing anymore, but by they're actually able to communicate with you. And Gio started talking pretty early on, so it just made it a lot easier on us that he was able to communicate what he wanted and when he wanted it. And it's just so fun to just sit down and have a conversation with him. What is the worst thing your child has ever done? I mean, he's only 2, so he hasn't really done anything horrible. I mean, pooping in the bath, probably like one of the grossest things he's ever done. But he's never done anything that's like terrible. What habit of theirs makes you most proud? I wouldn't really consider this a habit, but just how much love he shows for everyone. Even if he just meets you for the first time, he just has so much love and so much happiness to give off to other people, and that's just one of my favorite things about him. It's just so sweet. Where would you like your child to be in 10 years? Oh my god, in 10 years he'll be 12. I just hope he's happy and healthy and enjoying life as a little 12-year-old. Did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age you became a mom? No. No, I definitely always pictured myself being a younger mom, but I never thought I'd become a mom at 20, 21. But I honestly wouldn't change it for anything. Everything works out the way it's supposed to, and I'm so grateful that we have a healthy baby of our own. Of course it was hard, but life throws you curveballs sometimes, and you figure things out and you make it work, and everything worked out for the best in the end. Describe your child in a single sentence. Hands down, the most loving person I have ever met. He's happy, he's loving, he's caring. and he just has so much personality. We lucked out with a sweet little boy. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom? Everything changes, your entire life, but it changes for the better, and I feel like I've become more laid back as a person. I've definitely become more of a homebody. I enjoy being home early at night with him and just enjoying our evenings together and our early mornings, and personally everything for me is just revolves around family, and I enjoy my life now more being a mom than I did before. It's just the most rewarding job, honestly, you could ever have. It changes you as a person completely, but in the best way possible. Alright, so that's it for my motherhood Q&A and get ready with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to making more videos. This should be fun. But thank you guys for watching, and we will be back.
Bye. Thank you watching.
Mwah.
Socks on.
You got no socks on. Bye.